Awkward Camel work this week. Everyone, we are back. Happy Wednesday. And this week we have a special guest who I don't think needs much of an introduction. You guys should all know him. We have Kevin from KDX Bricks Analytics. Hooray.
Golf clap.
Look at that. We've
golf clap. The volleyball 2 clap. Well, thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got another pretty good year of Lego ahead of us, I think.
Hopefully.
What are you thinking there? How are we looking? Is the sky falling, or is this going to be the best year ever?
Putting me right on the spot at the beginning. I like it. I'm gonna ride the fence on that one, but everybody knows me. I'm a rose-colored lenses kind of guy, so.
Yep.
I don't think it's horrible. I think that the game evolves, and I think that last year and each year really is pretty telling. But last year, the sets that did well coming, right out of the gate were not the ones that were getting a lot of buzz, getting a lot of talk. But when you look back in hindsight, Typewriter, good set. The Globe, not a great set, but it had that Walmart discount, doing okay. And so there are a few others like that. I still like the Ideas line. Still like Speed Champions. Got to get them at that $14 price point. But I think there are still things to like. But looking forward, though, what is interesting is that the Star Wars lineup looks weak again for the most part. There's a few winners, but the sets that we all want to talk most about, and the sets that historically we can get pretty excited about, some real opportunity, seem like that they have turned into the evergreen sets in some respect. Got to get them on sale. And then kind of the blue chip diversification sets, right? Like take risk on a couple of Monkey Kid sets, for example, and some of those larger expensive sets, maybe Lion Knight's Castle. But then do a little diversification with those Star Wars sets when you're watching them closely for those discounts. And of course, the bottom 2/3 of those Star Wars sets, probably a no. So that's where I am right now.
Yeah, it's weird that Star Wars now is like, I don't know, Minecraft of 2 years ago. Because Minecraft was like the hidden gem, and then it just like dropped off a cliff, and it's almost like watching Star Wars do the same thing, except for a couple select ones, of course. They're always going to have something good. But it's like, man, things have changed.
Oh, they have. So I'm curious, what do you guys think to that question? I know it's your show, Ken, but Yeah.
I think it's the best ever. It's always going to be the best ever.
I like it.
If it wasn't, it was going to be the best ever anyway. It's every year we get more information and we learn more tricks, and we can see the future a little bit better, I think. So even if the retiring sets aren't the best, we have the opportunity to make better decisions every year than we had in the past. So I think that at least helps. And I mean, at the end of the day, with investing, it's, did you make more money than you did the year before?
Yeah. Yep.
If the answer is yes, then it's the best year ever, right? Yeah. What do you think, Saunders?
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, last year was pretty hard to beat. I feel like a lot of 2024 sets have already been selling for after fees like over 100% ROI, or at least like 75%. And that's pretty good. And like I said, it's going to be hard to beat. But I was just having a conversation with somebody yesterday about like targeting sets, because I know, KDX especially, like we analyze sets throughout the year, trying to target if we want to go deep on this set. But at the end of the day, it kind of just depends on what deals we see at the end of the year. A lot of the ones that we target, if they're not on sale, like I'm not really convinced to buy too many of them. And then you'll see some random Ninjago set go on sale for like 60%. And you're like, hey, nobody really talked about this, but it's selling pretty well. And then boom, that one does really well. Like it triples and flies under the radar, and no one even thinks about it. So I agree. I think you just got to be optimistic for every year. But the Star Wars, because I'm a big Star Wars guy. But it's weird. Like I love Star Wars, collecting it and building it, but investing in them, I'm a little iffy about it because obviously everybody loves Star Wars, and they just seem to mass produce it towards the end of the year too. So I guess we'll just wait and see if they get pushed back on May the 5th this year again, right? Or May the 4th.
Yeah. I think they waited till May the 8th when the whole May the 4th deals were done.
Yeah.
So that's what I remember. I was at work, and I remember Ken's Discord message. And I forget exactly what you said, but the gist of it was, I hope you're sitting down for this or something along those lines. And I thought, I was probably in the middle of some important email, and I said to myself, well, now Ken's chat is going to be a lot more important than this email. So I immediately clicked in there and said, whoa, that is, I think it was 7 sets and 5 of them were heavy hitters. Mm-hmm. And now those 5, maybe a couple of them are okay, but that extra year really can hurt.
I think some of them are pushed back. They got pushed back again, right? Like the TIE bomber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like maybe like towards the end of last year, it got pushed again to like July. I can't even keep up anymore because it just keeps.
Yeah. The last few months have been wild. So I'm fairly certain at least 75% of the 26 and 27 retirements have changed at least once.
Yeah.
Last month. I think we're looking at 40 July retirements next year, something crazy like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that inside out brickheads. Because everyone's always just like, no, I got pushed back. No, I came back. No, I got pushed back. I'm like, man, I can't even. I have to like screenshot or to have it like as my screensaver to know what the retirement date is going to be.
That one's going to turn into the Wally and Eve brickheads. I mean, that was on again, off again. And at this point, forget about it.
Oh my God.
I know. Great little set too.
Yeah.
So I'm looking over my other screen. That's why I'm doing the awkward, this. But where was that? This is good TV right here. I can't find what I was looking for, but the Commander Cody brickheads was pretty high in some of my recent data, and now I, of course, can't find it. But I was surprised by that, and so we looked at the 150th Ahsoka brickheads. We were all pretty excited about that one, and not growing much. So I'm not excited about the Commander Cody brickheads for the most part.
So the Ahsoka thing really kills me. That show just hurt.
Yep.
Like they didn't even need to make that many changes. Just a couple key things, and everything would have sold so much better. I don't know.
You're absolutely right, because it wasn't a terrible show.
Nope.
But there were a couple of spots where you just really feel like it went from something that sucked you in to contrived.
Yep.
And the second you're being fake contrived, you're losing people quickly. And just a couple of, I don't know if cringe is the right word, but just moments you're like, oh, I wish we could have just not had that and done that better, and it would have been a hit. But we'll see how season 2 works out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly which part you're talking about. But no, I mean, I hate Disney Star Wars. I'll go out and say that and demonetize the channel. But
Thanks.
I actually like Ahsoka. I mean, aside from somebody getting stabbed and surviving, but I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was worse that the Ahsoka Brithead did so bad. Like, well, relatively so bad.
Yep.
But that's why I can't get behind the Commander Cody, because it's not as iconic as a character as, let's say, Rex or Ahsoka, right?
Yeah, but just watch when Cody's off the shelf and Rex shows up.
Yeah, that's a good
Then
point.
people are going to be looking around like, oh no, what did I do? Why did I skip that one?
Yeah.
And really, if you can get them, work them out to $8 a piece or something, it's such a small investment just to have a few on hand, so you can sell 2 packs or whatever down the road.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
true.
think that's bad.
It's a good filler too, right? For like GWPs.
I was going to say that too. Usually you can get a decent GWP as you're filling in, and that's why I have I don't know how many Tuscan Raiders, but I was filling in with Tuscan Raiders, so I don't know, maybe I have 10 or 15 of them. But I'm calling it the Tuscan Raider is gonna crush Ahsoka in the Commander Cody brickhead.
That's
That would be
so.
amazing.
That would be so sad. Not even surprised at this point.
I don't know if that's actually going to happen or not, but I joked a couple of times in my videos that the great thing about the Tuscan Raider brickhead is you can army build with it. People will want to buy 6 or 10 or 12 of them. Obviously, totally kidding, but it would be funny to have a Tuscan Raider brickhead army.
Yeah, I think the biggest disappointment of all of the brickheads is going to be Vader and Obi-Wan with an eternity for a shelf life. That is just crazy.
Yep.
That was one that got pushback from last year, right?
Yeah, that's going to finish at 3.5 years, I think.
Hasn't it been pushed twice now, technically?
Yeah.
Has no reason to be up there. I mean, they're not even continuing that show, right? The Obi-Wan show?
No.
Or Kenobi, I forgot what they called it, but
No. Yeah. Oh, one thing that I don't know if it came to me on my own or if I read it somewhere, I don't remember. But the what do you call it there? His set with Kaminoan, Obi-Wan Starfighter there.
Mm.
oh
The
yeah,
reason they kept that on the shelf is because this is the year of Jango Fett.
Mm.
So because there's a tie-in with all of that, it makes sense to still have that one around.
yeah. I mean, I guess. I mean, are those rumors still true about like the Boba Fett apartment?
No.
Not Boba Fett, Jango Fett's apartment.
So the GWP is going to be an escape pod with young Boba and 2 cadets.
Yeah, the $1 per piece GWP. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah, but you get 3 exclusive minifigs out of the deal.
Yeah.
So
Oh my god.
3 exclusive minifigs in something super limited.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put myself in some trouble over that.
I guess it's better than what we were like anticipating. That one live stream, we said it was gonna be like 4 minifigures and like a platform or something or like the similar to like the Yavin where they're just like lined up as like a celebratory. That would have been so lame.
Yeah, I mean this GWP I think turned out pretty good. We'll see what the other ones end up being. Play bag and whatever knick-knack they end up giving us.
Probably another like medallion or polybag.
I don't mind the polybag so much if it's secondary, but the coins, yeah. I mean, I guess every now and then somebody wants one, but yeah. I like Ryan's comment. He said, recast the Hound from Game of Thrones as Balin in season 2.
I don't think I understand that reference.
Balin's scroll from.
Well, yeah. The Hound, is that actually a hound or is it a person playing a hound? What is that? Let me look that up.
I know the actor.
I don't think they recast him though, right?
I don't think so. But yeah, I know the actor, but I gotta look up.
Okay, I see him now.
This guy.
Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Okay, I guess I could see that.
Yep.
Yeah, you can't, that character can't be done. And it sucks because he was so great. I'd hate to see him recast, but that story needs to continue.
Yep.
So they kind of have to. I don't know.
Yeah, they definitely have to recast. I mean, unless they're going to do some CGI stuff, but they definitely have to recast because you're right. That story has to continue.
Yeah.
The Disney Plus series, miniseries, have been a struggle, but that season 1 was awesome.
Yeah.
I assume, Saunders, you agree with that.
Which show are we talking about now? The Ahsoka series?
No, we're talking
Tale of the Jedi?
no. We keep getting notifications that the season 2 premiered, or the season 2
Andor?
Yeah, Andor. Yes. Yep.
Ooh. I actually haven't watched.
Oh,
No.
really?
No,
I haven't.
Balin Skull was in Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Was he in Ahsoka?
Ahsoka, yeah.
No. Was it Ahsoka? Wait a minute.
Yeah, because it was him and Shin Hati.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't watched Andor.
Well, all right.
We only have one Andor set, right? That retired in like 2023.
Yeah, there's a new one coming.
Ambush on Ferrix or something.
So
yeah, poor Brian is still really mad about that one.
Did you go in on that one, Kevin? The Ambush on Ferrix? I think it was like a Disney exclusive, if I'm not mistaken.
I only got a couple.
Yeah, I think I only got a couple.
Yeah,
to get like the Steamboat Willie GWP. I think that was like the only time.
Yeah.
I bought it.
Yeah, I just got it because it was that Target exclusive, and it was $70, and it really should have been like $50. And so, everybody, myself included, was talking about how this one is gonna have to go on sale because Target put the tank on sale for that 40% off. The last couple Target exclusive helmets have hit that 30 to 35% off sale. And so that one just screamed discount because it was so expensive, and then it didn't do it. I mean, there might have been a quick flash, but I certainly missed it. So I think I got 2 because, I just didn't want to miss out. I wanted one for myself. But not a great set, and I haven't even looked it up in a while. I assume it's not doing great yet compared to the retail price, right?
Yeah, no, probably not. I haven't.
Yeah.
I don't have enough to really care.
Yeah. Yep. Well, yeah. So Balin is an awesome character, and Ahsoka, I agree with you. Ahsoka was pretty good, or I was mediocre plus with it. Andor I loved, and it was funny because the first episode of Andor, I was like, it's a little darker, so it took me a minute to kind of get into it, but once I got into it, it was great. So I'm looking forward to season 2. But the fact that all 3 of us who are pretty good Star Wars fans and, obviously know them pretty well because we know a lot of the Lego sets, and we're getting confused about which series is which character, all that kind of stuff. That is a sign that Disney Plus is absolutely flooding the whole storyline. And, there is, looking back, it's hard to know at the time, but there is a reason why that Ferrix set isn't doing well, and why the Scythe isn't doing well, and why a few others like that are not doing well, because people just don't have time to connect with all the storylines and all the characters in those miniseries. And again, when I watch them, I enjoy even Book of Boba Fett and then Obi-Wan. Yeah, I get that they weren't great. I think it was Book of Boba Fett that was simplified.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was like really simple. But even that one, I was like, it's fine. The scenes are cool. The ships are cool. The characters are okay. But we're just getting flooded right now. And so now, take like the Onyx Cinder. That's an interesting set. But, I do worry it's going to be just like the Scythe, even though I do like that one a little better. I'm still hopeful on the Onyx Cinder. I'm probably more positive on it than the average person. But, the comps say that I should not be.
Does it have a pretty bad rating from what you've been seeing?
You mean on my data?
Yeah. Because I think it looks.
Let me look that up.
I think it looks pretty cool.
And,
I don't even know the source material for that. I haven't watched. What is it?
I don't either.
Skeleton?
That one I have not seen.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth watching.
Yep.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard it's a good one. So let's see here. Onyx Cinder year to date. This is interesting. Year to date. One. Nope, not one.
1 star.
Yeah, one.
Oh no.
I don't do stars. I do enthusiasm score out of 3 to throw everybody off. Yeah, so year to date, just in the first 2 months, it has 1 mention. It was a middle of the road E-score of 2, but 1 mention for investing and 1 mention against investing. So not a lot of buzz around that set so far.
That could be a good thing, right? Nobody's really talking about. So have you seen that with your data? Things flying under the radar, or people overestimating throughout the year that this is going to be a home run set, and it's a 3 out of 3 enthusiasm score all year, just for it to kind of blow up in our face in Q1? Or does your data, it's pretty, how can I say it? It's pretty accurate.
So interesting question. So I'll answer the last part first. So when we say it's pretty accurate, I'm going to say that is subjective and relative. And the reason I say that is I've had comments where people say, oh man, there's no way I would invest in your top data. I mean, in your top sets, the sets with the most mentions, no way I would invest in those. They're going to be way overhoarded, too much supply on the secondary market. And every now, most of the time, I mean, rarely do I get troll comments, but every now and then I do, and I like to mess with them. But every now and then, it's comments like, this is junk. Why would I do this? Blah, blah, blah. Or, why, what's the point? And, but then I get other people coming in saying, no, I love this data because if there's a set that I am personally excited about for investing in, but I see that it's too high on the table, then I'm out. And so they'll say, hey, I'm looking for more of the middle of the table, trying to find that sweet spot where there's enough demand for it, and but not so much buzz that it's going to be crazy hoarded. And so take like Lion Knight's Castle a month ago. In the first month of January, I was thinking, all right, I'm a little worried about the price point, but then we saw some of the recent very expensive sets like the Shadow Box do really well, Coliseum, out of the gate. And so I was like, all right, I'm worried about the price point. I'm worried that maybe we would get another large castle set, but clearly there's demand. And so, at first I was like, all right, a little hesitant, but then I eased into maybe this is a good one because it could be flying on the radar. And then in the month of February, maybe not so much the mentions, but a lot of comments that I got, I can tell a lot of people are very excited about that set, and it's gonna shoot up. And so now even a $400 set, which would be surprising that it would be oversupplied on the secondary market, but now I'm even starting to worry that it could be oversupplied. So that'll be a fun one to watch over the next, the next 4 months. Be interesting to see where it goes, but certainly over the next 6 to 7 months to see if that is, high on the table. But we could look, obviously up to you guys, but I'd be happy to look back at some of the.
Oh yeah.
And we could do some comparisons on sets that have retired back at the end of 23.
I think they were asking for that in the.
Yeah.
Feel free to share your screen too.
I happily will. I just didn't want to, override.
No, don't worry about it. We're here for you.
Let me go find the
Yo, what's up, Ostif?
23 data.
$89 in store for the Onyx.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Now that's funny that you mentioned like the Star Wars retiring list. How there's probably like a handful that we could be excited for this year. and watch those be the one that they push back.
Jesus.
Well, that's kind of what happened last year.
Wow. Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. I'm still looking while we're talking here. You guys can, keep me honest while I'm exploring my spreadsheets.
Going into the app to see some of the changes here.
Yeah, did you plug that deal in? Ooh, that's pretty.
Berkeley's. What in the world?
Hey Kevin, do you know the Starry Night, the Vincent Van Gogh, the big asset? Have you seen how much people have been finding it? 74% off.
Really?
Not everybody, but
every now and then somebody's finding that in a store.
Just recently, I went to a Walmart because they said they had 9 in stock at $45, cleaned out. And I was like, man. I went up to the employee and I was like, hey, do you have this to start your night? And he's like, no, everybody's been asking me, like, it's sold out. Yeah, $45, right? And I was like, dang. People have been bombarding this Walmart, like, yeah, but I don't know. Some people get lucky.
Yeah,
I'm out in California, so my luck is pretty bad getting a lot of these like Walmart clearances. Everything's like locked up.
I had my first experience with that the other day, and it took like 20 minutes to get somebody to get over there. And I was thinking to myself, I'm not going to be doing this much more. That is not worth the time. Yeah, so I'm kind of fortunate because I have, I don't know, maybe within 45 minutes, I probably have like 8 Walmarts around me, 5 to 8 Walmarts around me. But probably half of those are kind of rural locations. And got underwear locked up. But half of those are rural locations. And so I've seen other people comment this, but I've had more luck at those locations than the locations in the city.
We just gotta move to like Indiana or something.
Exactly.
Like clearing it up. Yeah. We got underwear locked up too.
I know, that's so good.
Yeah, we got deodorant locked up and everything over here. So
that's good. Yeah. So that Starry Night, though, I have not seen a good discount on it, but I think that will be a timeless set. I get more and more worried about the longer shelf life of sets these days. I think that, demand, I think, still has to be the number one metric to look at for investing. But number 2 for me, very close number 2, is the sale price. And, I think in one of the brick talks with DG, I said, yeah, if I find anything 50% off, I'll get it because it'll be all right. And then DG said, are you sure anything? And then he brought up Asha's Cottage again, and we had a good laugh about that.
Oh man.
So
go
ahead.
Funny though. I don't remember which of the wish sets it was, but one of them was at Costco for like 75% off. And people were buying pallets of it and quick flipping them in Q4 and making 40-45% profit, which in investing standards is terrible. But if you're moving them within 2 or 3 weeks and you can do it at that kind of volume, then it's not so bad.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I have no patience for it, but good for them.
Yeah. I don't like doing that either. It's too much work, and not my thing. I'd rather be surgical about picking good sets. I enjoy looking at the metrics. I enjoy, talking about it and, really getting that feel for the set. And then obviously the excitement of a set that you've been tracking for a long time, and then, finding it on a good discount. So either way, so then after price, I think third for me is going to be that shelf life. And I am pretty hesitant to go in on anything that's over a 2 to 2.5 year shelf life. But there are those sets that will break that plan, and I think Starry Night is one of them. And I do like that new Sunflower set too.
The one
New
that
York
just
City
leaked.
skyline.
Yeah. Yes.
That shelf life won't matter at all.
Nope.
What are we at?
I mean, it's
6
still
years?
selling. I was looking at this the other day. Say it again.
What is that? 6 years or something now?
It's been out since 2016.
Oh my God. That's incredible.
It's coming on a 9-year shelf life. But on Amazon, it is still selling 3,000. Like I just checked the other day, 3,000 a month.
Bananas.
And we know this is the lull time of the year for sales velocity. So, that's blowing away many sets, including many Star Wars sets.
I guess Lego's just going to keep it up forever, huh? Reliable.
But it's supposed to retire at the end of this year. So, Ken, has that one been on retirement list before? I'm sure it has, but I don't remember.
New York has been on the last 2 or 3 years, but it only goes on for like a month and then gets
okay.
I don't know why they even bother.
So that's why I missed it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's. Will they put out another one that fast? I don't know. It's. When was the last Skyline they put out?
So we have London and Paris still out, right?
Yep.
And then the last one that just retired was Singapore, right?
Yeah, that was last year.
Yep. So that one was a short one, 22 to 24. So yeah, last one that came out was in 22.
All right. So maybe they're done. I mean, if that's the case, then I would be probably pushing a little extra hard on them.
I like Corey. He followed up just to screw us.
Yeah. Well, he's not wrong.
They will do that sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, do we have a third Disney Castle remake coming next year?
Probably not, right? Actually, that's an interesting topic too. Probably not, because we just got the was it the Beauty and Beast Castle announced?
Yeah.
Yeah, which I think is actually pretty good.
Looks nice.
The minifigures are an issue, but
yeah. But I think that castle is pretty good. Yeah, and that funny. So they did the first Disney castle for I think 5.5, 6 year shelf life. And people still were excited to pick that one up. And, it's clearly going to be a longer hold time, but I don't think it's going to be awful. I would rather invest in 3 good helmets or, some other sets, but still, I don't think it's going to be awful. But then they come out with the next one that the minifigures aren't as good as the original, in my opinion, but the build and the color is more realistic, is more accurate, and is a little better. And then the second one is only out for 2.5 years. If it does retire. But I do wonder. I realize that they'd be doubling up and competing with themselves by keeping that on the shelves with the new Beauty and the Beast castle coming out. But those Disney castles are so iconic. I'd be surprised if they didn't extend. Well, I won't say surprised, but I think that one's a good candidate to be extended another year.
Yeah, and I don't think anybody is going to stock those. That's just an online deal, right? Maybe some of the stores will keep, 1 or 2 on hand, but it eats up too much shelf space for anybody to really carry it. With all of the warehouses being built by everyone everywhere, it's having a little something extra on hand. I don't think it's going to hurt them. I don't know.
Of course, it's still looking more and more like the new Lego model is they sell sets in big box retailers and of course those big box do online, and then they do a bunch of production runs so they can supply Amazon warehouses for the following year, because there are a lot of sets that retired in 3 months ago that are still fully stocked online at Amazon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even The Office, the amount of supply that Walmart's had of that is unreal. And that's a crazy situation, because that had sold out early for a while and it was gone. And we knew in advance that was going to be part of the Black Friday deals. I think we knew like 3 weeks or something, because we got some warehouse shots of it.
Mm-hmm.
But then it was sold out everywhere. It's like, okay, so it's gone before the Black Friday deal even happens. And then they just flooded the supply, and it's unreal.
So do you think that, and I'll say Lego, but it's not just Lego. Obviously, it's a, not this specifically, but Lego works with their retailers, so it's a lot of coordinated effort. So do you think things like this are purposeful by the Lego coordinated group and big box retailers, or that they are struggling at projecting the fluctuations and the demand in the market and production, all that kind of stuff?
I think it's a production issue, because Lego is terrible at everything they do but make Lego. So my understanding is that they do more or less like a print on demand thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, each of their stores, they tell them, okay, well, if you want whatever set, like The Office, if you want it in time for Christmas, you have to tell us how many you want by whenever. It's November 1st, whatever the production time is. And then Walmart says, okay, well, we need, 50,000 of these, for December 1st. Lego says, okay, fine. And then December 26th, they finally deliver them to Walmart. I think it's probably something like that is the case. Or, there was a manual issue last year, because the manuals are made by somebody else. So they have to send them out. They have to be produced, shipped back to them in all of the various places and packed and whatnot. Maybe it was a manual issue, something like that. But I think in general it's sloppiness. It's part of the problem.
Well, I mean, they're not very good at rolling out new announcements. Usually they'll get some of the pictures on the website. Some of the sets won't have any pictures or just have one. And they're not very good at figuring out how many GWPs they need, because some of them will sell out in a few hours and some of them will be around forever.
Yeah, they'll have to bring them back a second time to get rid of the rest of them.
Bring them back a second time. And I've actually been listening and just reading and enjoying, some of what Lego's been through in the past. They've almost been bankrupt twice. And the way you said that, Ken, is right. They are damn good at making Lego sets.
Yeah.
But they've been a pretty chaotic company for the most part. It's the second that my guess is the second that they feel like they have some steady state and stability, there's the next thing that is throwing them for a loop, and usually it's self-inflicted, unforced errors.
Yeah. Well, now they announced that they ended their partnership with TT Games, and they're bringing all of video game in-house. They can't handle technology for like their Lego sets. How are they supposed to be making all of their own video games? It's a mess. I don't understand.
It's talking about technology. I mean, their website's got to be the worst online retailer website.
Oh God,
It crashes.
So slow.
Every release will crash.
yeah.
It doesn't even matter if it's a big launch. It just crashes.
But I mean, look, if I were them,
But you know what? What if they do that on purpose to trend on social media? Like, oh, here's Lego again, like crashing website's crashed.
Yeah, is
They're
it
just
worth it
keeping,
to piss off that many people though?
they just got to keep the rep. But the thing is, we're gonna keep
We
buying
all
it.
did that.
Like the Lord of the Rings, you know, they're all crying about like the $270 price point. It's like, well, you're still gonna buy it.
I wonder
And
about
that junky little GWP.
Smeagol. Or
so
Yeah.
I do wonder there. 270 is a lot for that. Like $70 too much for that. Yeah, maybe 50.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's so much. And when you look at it between the other two, they just dwarf it. It looks like this tiny little like green little bump on the shelf. I think some people might hold off and not day one buy and like really drag it out until they get a decent discount. Because that GWP is not enough for a lot of people. It might be enough for me, but I mean to buy it and resell it and whatever.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
this is certainly not the one of the three I would buy.
Well, I hope they keep going, but after Rivendell and Baradur, I feel like we were all due to be let down because those two were so good, right? Like it's like comedians, you run out of material.
Yeah, I mean, those might be two of the best sets I've ever seen. Like, it just period. You don't even need to like the source material to appreciate how good those are.
Yeah. Yep.
And I don't know.
Couldn't go 3 for 3. It was too good to be true for going 2 for 2 already, right?
Yep. Guys, I'm gonna jump up real quick. Every now and then my internet gets laggy. I'm gonna plug in my hardwire.
Oh yeah.
All right. You guys, I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, I think however you say it, Baradur. I think I'm finally going to break down and buy it right before Brick World.
Man, you didn't buy it. Was it that set? The GWP was like it did really, really well.
The Feldy.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do that. I can buy it basically whenever at 25% off or so at Barnes & Noble.
Oh,
so I'm going to wait till they do triple stamps, and then I'll get it. And then I'll take the one picture that I want, and then I'm going to bring all of the minifigures with me to Brick World and sell them.
Oh my God. How many stamps are you going to get?
A lot.
Triple stamps on that
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that'll be worthwhile.
That'll be Barnes & Noble public enemy number 1.
Yeah, that's all right. They love my kids in there, so it's fine.
Maybe they'll send you another box of GWPs.
That was still one of the greatest things ever. Kevin, I don't know if you know about that.
No, what's the story?
Yeah. Barnes & Noble had that
gingerbread house, I think.
Yeah, it was some kind of gingerbread house or something, GWP. Just, the small one in the exclusive Barnes & Noble box. It's cheap. It's $60 buy-in or something. They sent me an entire case of GWPs. I forget what it was. It was some weird number. There was 30 of them or 32 of them in a box, and they sent me the entire case. So I sold some. I gave away a bunch.
Yeah.
You got to give back a little bit, right? It's.
So how did you work that out? Did you do a $60 buy and they accidentally grabbed the case instead of a single unit?
So that was my first thought, because I just kind of cracked open the first box and saw my stuff, and then cracked open the second box. I was like, oh my God. But then after I pulled everything out of the first box, the single GWP was actually in there. So I don't know what they did, but it was pretty great.
Shout out Barnes & Noble.
So you don't have any explanation for this. This just happened.
No, I just
Wow.
I chalk it up to they love me.
Wow.
That's
Wow.
that's not the reason at all, but yeah, we'll go with it.
Maybe we got like a secret Barnes and Noble employee watching, and they're gonna bill you and say, "Oh, we found him."
Yeah, go ahead, bill me for the free gift. Yeah.
Well, I had a similar story when Amazon ungated me promptly after. No, I'm sorry. When Amazon gated me promptly after getting ungated, it was like 2 months later. I think y'all knew I was pretty new to getting on Amazon, so I said, "All right, send back the sets." So they sent me this back.
Oh
yeah. And they sent me. So I know we've all heard and talked about how if you sell the smaller sets on Amazon, get ready for more returns because they will put them in the shipping bags.
Yep.
And so they sent me back. I put them in a nice box. They sent them back to me, and they put, I think, 2 of these in one of the larger shipping bags. I'm just looking at this going, I know what I'm getting.
Yeah. Well, if it makes you feel any better, I got 120 sets or something returned like that.
No way.
Yeah.
Are you still good on Amazon, or did you get gated too?
I'm gated. I actually sent out the request to have my account shut down. I'm giving up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that because
I just
no point in running it anymore. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm paying $40 a month for the past 3 months, so I can not sell anything.
I mean, I think you alluded to it before, like in chat, saying something like, if they wanted us to send in another invoice, wouldn't mind doing it, but are we gonna be certain that we're not just gonna get gated again down the road? It's just like, you're just at the mercy of Amazon, and so.
Yeah, I mean, if they told me tomorrow, you can do a 400 unit ungate, and we promise never to gate you again, within reason, as long as I'm not doing anything fraudulent, whatever, because you have to allow for that. But
yeah, of course. Yep.
If they promised that they would never gate me again, and I had to do a 400 unit ungate, that's worth it. I'll buy the 400 units and get ungated.
Mm-hmm.
But to buy 100 units and have the risk of just getting gated again in 8 months, that's not worth it to me. I don't want the aggravation.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I'm not even thinking about Amazon right now. Not to say, we talked about it at the beginning of the show. Every year we learn something new, and so the next year can definitely be the best year. And so, look, I'm not saying never, but right now I'm not thinking about selling on Amazon. I'm just letting that simmer until the next piece of information that I can jump on comes out. But until I have an increased confidence level, it's not going to happen all over again. It's waste time and effort. So, Ken, did you guys jump over to Walmart?
I haven't yet. Saunders, you moved over.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I've heard DG's over there. I heard it's pretty good. So, Saunders, did you get gated too?
I got gated. It was we got gated together actually. We hopped off stream and literally both got the email at the same time.
Oh, so no!
They're probably watching our YouTube. Like, we need to nerf these guys. Getting a little cocky here. So I honestly did not think it was gonna last this long.
That's pretty.
I thought it was gonna be like a January, but we're damn near in April now, so.
Man, oh man.
It is what it is.
Yep. Well, I'm glad to hear Walmart's been doing pretty good. So I am not being cagey on purpose. I definitely have my 2023 spreadsheet, and I would be happy to share that. And we could talk about where these sets rank and how they're doing.
15 months later.
Yeah.
There he is. Let me just
I kind of have a feeling what the top three were at that time in 2023.
You want to guess?
I'd say Republic Fighter Tank because everybody was talking about that, right?
That's number one.
Oh, let me see if I can go for three here.
All right.
2. Ahsoka Brickhead?
That's number 2.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
Don't fail me here. Number 3. God, is this another Star? Is it another Star Wars?
It is.
God dang it! It's a helmet, huh? Either the Dark Trooper helmet or like the Luke Skywalker like Red 5.
So Dark Trooper helmet's 4, and the number 3 spot is the Battle of Endor Heroes Brickhead.
There it is.
There you go. Yep. Somebody just locked it in right before I said it.
That's pretty close though.
Yep. All right, I'll share screen. Ken, you want me to share screen?
Sure. Me.
All right, and
do I need to verify something here? Is this happen?
let's see here. Let me make sure. All right, share. All right. Am I sharing?
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go. I will make it bigger.
Pause.
That might be too big.
Hey, there we go. Now you.
All right. How's that?
Awesome.
Oh man, I'm getting PTSD looking at this list.
I saw David put in the Scythe. Yep, that was up there. So this light yellow, I combined it, for the end of year video, I combined the top sets and the not top sets. So the yellow are the not top mentions. So like Dark Trooper helmet, 65 mentions in favor, 2.5 E-score, 3 mentions against. And actually, of all of these, that's the one that's doing the best, I think.
Look at that though, 550 videos that you watched in 1 year.
Yeah.
Oh my god. How many? 32 channels. That's quite a bit though.
Yeah.
Would you say of those 32 channels that they're still pretty active?
No. So, yeah. You literally took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say that the number of channels, it was less last year. If I had to recall, probably in the mid upper 20s, and I think it'll even be a tick less this year because I have noticed a number of channels are not posted anymore.
Wow.
That's good for you.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 50-50, right? It's less data but less competition kind of deal.
Yeah. Yep.
Hard to get data then. Man.
Yeah, I'd like to see a good balance there. I want to make sure there are enough channels. I think it's good for the community as a whole. And I'm careful, right? Like I won't just watch and record anything. I do vet it. Now I'm the judge and the jury on that, if you will. But if I'm watching something like, I think this is just parroting, something else, and they didn't put any of their own thought into it, or it just seems like it is trying to hit, the most popular sets to get clicks, then I'll not include those. I watch stuff that I'm like, all right, this definitely, whether I agree or disagree with it. And it's good to have some, there are times that I get mentions or E-scores that are different than what I think. And that's good. It gives me something to talk about. So if I feel like the person has independent thought and thought it through and did the research, then I'll include it.
That's fair.
Yep. So I drive half an hour each way to work, and not that I collect data while I'm driving. That would not be good. But I do listen to it, the videos, and so that way when I come back later, if I come home at night or whatever and watch a video or two, it's fresh. And so I can usually zip through it quicker the second time and get that data down while I'm in front of my laptop.
Man, so 2023, you were probably the busiest watching videos. Man, that's a lot of time.
It's a lot. I do it because I enjoy it. I enjoy.
Hey, I mean, it helps too. It's research, so.
Yeah. Yep. I've always enjoyed researching data, and I mean, I'm not doing like hardcore analytics, but I've always enjoyed analytics and spreadsheets, and so I'm enjoying it. But I do make sure that I am as efficient as possible because obviously my family and my kids, my job and all that kind of stuff comes first. And actually lately, because I have been so busy, slowing down on, Corey, don't buy the top 10. Yeah. So lately I've been slowing down and, I'd like to get one out a week, but it's turned into one every, 8 or 9 days. But, life comes and goes. That's just the way it goes,
Yeah. Hey, I guess that it's a good thing that there's less videos and channels this year, so
yeah,
a little bit of time to spend with your family. But
yeah, yep.
Do you mind scrolling down?
Yeah, let's keep going. So Public Fire Tank, Ahsoka, Endor Heroes, Dark Trooper, Red 5, Inquisitor Transport, all with over 50 mentions, 2.5 or higher, and they're all pretty rough sets. The DB5 was a very popular set.
That one stayed in stock for eternity.
Yep. That's the issue with that set. It's a good set, but it just had so much zombie stock.
Yeah. Easy 100.
Yeah, that one. I know. I looked back at one of my videos, or when I was editing one of my videos recently, I realized, the sets behind me are like the older ones that I can't sell because they kind of sucked, and I should really trade those out at some point. But there's my few Disney 100s. Winnie the Pooh's all right so far, I think, right?
Yeah, yep. I say so. Oh, yeah. God. Medieval Blacksmith.
Yeah. Yep.
Honestly, that was like a very cool set. And for people to say to be the next fishing store, I thought was reasonable. But, man. I don't know what to say.
Is it
a whole year of zombie stock?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. So I've kind of given up looking at that one recently because it's too depressing. I only have a few, but still, is it officially sold out at this point, or is it still retail on Amazon?
Let me check.
All right.
Like halfway towards the end of last year, actually, I went to the Lego store, and it was actually at the Lego store. No, it's finally sold out.
All right.
I think it goes for like 200.
Yeah. It'll go up, but that extra year of zombie stock obviously is lost time, and then because of that extra year, it probably adds another 6 months of waiting until it hits a price that we'd be looking for. The PlayScale Razor Crest, that was, lower E-score, but that was one that was, talked about a fair amount, and also not doing so well.
Yeah, it's hard. Well, from what I see, like the Amazon Star Wars exclusive ones, that's what I'm scared about the Ghost and Phantom, is that they're gonna just have an endless supply of it. But
yeah,
who knows?
Yep.
That Dodge Charger did well.
Yeah, really, really good.
So I'd say finally now we're to like our first real winner.
What is that, like the 15th one on the list about, probably? 12, maybe?
Yeah, it's about 12. Is that 6? Yeah, 12 or 13. Yep.
Oh, okay. So your audience was right towards the middle of the.
Yeah. And then the tall neck, that's an awesome set, but that one's had the zombie stock issues.
Yeah. Dioramas were a letdown.
Well,
dioramas are a bust.
That had a lot of zombie stock too.
Yeah.
Not as
yeah.
bad.
So even Walmart is. Yeah. So even the Walmart exclusive sets are getting in on the game of having zombie stock. That's wild. I haven't checked to see how Professor of Hogwarts is doing, but that's a cool set.
I think that was decent last I looked.
Yeah, I would guess that.
We talked about the Ferrix too.
Yeah.
Poor Brian.
The large gunship. I missed out when that one went 30% off right at the end. I wouldn't have got it otherwise, or I didn't get it otherwise.
Where are we? Professors of Hogwarts, 61 and change right now.
Okay, because it was 40% off and available at that price.
Yep. Yeah, so that's not so bad then.
Got the other two dioramas. Yeah, not so bad. The other two dioramas, and then that's bookended by all of the Harry Potter house banners.
Justifier.
Yeah, the Justifier. But yeah, the house banners haven't done well yet, but we were able to get those with the GWP and double points. We were able to get those on decent equivalent discounts. So I don't have too many. I only have probably 5 each of the house banners, but I actually still like those. But yeah, the Justifier, that's a rough set.
Oh, Hedwig.
Yep.
Oh man, I kept going to Barnes and Noble to pick that one up. Big mistake.
Did you get a bunch?
No, I don't think so, but I still have them. That's the worst part.
Yeah. Tons of zombie stock.
Hey, Police Station did really well though.
Yes. Yeah, those modulars.
And that I remember that was just like a random Amazon sale towards like Black Friday.
Yep.
But it got cleaned out quick.
Yep.
Galaxy Explorer. People were snagging this on like the Walmart like price errors or whatever was going on.
Yeah. Yeah, Boba Fett's throne room, no good.
People kept speculating on that one too, like, oh, it's 40-50% off, like it has to do well, and it's like, I don't know, man, it's been on sale forever.
T-Rex
Slave 1, T-Rex Breakout.
695.
How's that one doing?
That should be doing well, right?
Yeah.
Jurassic Park does decent.
176. 30-day average.
Oh,
And that was a $100 set?
I think.
Yeah. I think that. Hold on, I got it right here. Yeah, it was $100 set.
Yeah, I've seen it too. Yep, 180. Yeah, so that's a good one. And actually, I'm seeing that it's today. I know not 30-day average, but it's 200 on Walmart right now.
That's good.
So that was a good one.
That was on sale for 70. Couple.
Cool. Yeah.
So that was a good win.
Yeah, real good one. Yeah, Venom, Bookshop, Dark Trooper.
Actually, let's look at that. 76187.
Oh, that one sells for like 140 on.
Yeah.
I think we were snagging that at like $50 about.
The Venom mask.
Hard to beat Venom. Venom does really well.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that one.
Just had its new movie too, so.
Yeah. I think easy win on that. I haven't looked, but I assume the Bookshop is doing okay.
102.70. Wow, I miss these modular buildings.
Yeah, I keep wondering with the modulars if it's a game of musical chairs, and we're just waiting for the one that stops performing. But so far, I like what I see, and I'm not slowing down on the modulars, and I don't get a ton of them. I just get a few of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Those are so collectible.
Yeah.
And I think the mock community actually drives a lot of those sales too.
Yep.
They just get better and better with the rebuilds. And, Rebreakable helps.
Yep. Oh yeah, Rebreakable is awesome. Dark Trooper Attack. I love this set. Now I picked up. I think I have like 12, but I picked them up at 17 or 14 or something like that. But Walmart today, $42.99.
Oh wow! You think boarding the Tantive could see some similar returns?
I do.
I think the Tandem set's better set. Like
Exactly.
More minifigures. Yeah, you get the exclusive ARC Trooper too, right?
Yep. Yeah, so exactly, Ken. I think it's a better set. And I think because we're already seeing 20% off on it, I think we got a shot at a 30% off set. I mean, price on that.
So, who was it? Whittaky, one of the guys from Cool on Luke's stream there. He took 2 of those sets and made like the two chambers of the hallway and set it up. It was so good. He did an awesome job with it.
Yeah, I actually am considering doing that myself. But I'm looking it up. So the minifig value is, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 12, so 15, 30. It's almost $40 in minifig value today on a $55 set that is commonly
like $43.
Yeah, like $43, and we'll probably have a shot at it around $35 to $38.
Nice.
So yeah, I like that one. And DG and I went back and forth a lot on Dark Trooper Attack. I don't think he got any, but I definitely was excited about the ones that I picked up at that 14%.
See, I think that's what makes your guys' dynamic so cool, is that you guys disagree on a lot of sets. So you kind of get to hear the counter argument to a lot. So
yeah, yep. YCam sent in a test and I see it, so that's good.
What's up, YCam?
Well, he did make it good.
Yeah, he did chat earlier on Discord that he was in, but his chat wasn't working on YouTube. So I think he's been in since the beginning, which is good. But yeah, DG loves his battle packs. I'm okay on them. He hates brickheads. I do like some brickheads. Actually, talking about brickheads, here's the Minecraft llama brickhead. That's been good, and I think that keeps going up. But yeah. So we definitely have our differences, and that's been fun. Daisy Duck, slow performer, but I think it will be strong after the long haul. Assembly Square will be fantastic, but it had the 6-year shelf life, so that just takes a long time for that to burn before it can grow. And I haven't even checked in a while, but I assume it's not doing wonderful yet.
$60 or $70 in the 200 is nice. That's a good one.
Say that again.
It's his comment here. I sold 770 200 today.
Which one is that?
Destiny's Bounty.
Oh, Destiny's Bounty. Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped that one.
Yeah,
the Destiny's Bounty.
The original one, right?
The new one that's coming out is very different from the newer season.
Oh, so this is so not the new one. Okay.
$200.
Yeah,
No, I think I got one. Shoot, I might have to list that up.
Yeah, this is the Race Against Time one. Wow, that's awesome.
That one was on clearance pretty often, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, because it's a $160 set, so picking it up for 60 or 70.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Phenomenal. Yeah, yep.
Zinc. Yeah, this guy's one of the goats in the Discord chat.
Yeah.
He's the one that just clears out every single Walmart known to America, man. Like,
It's unreal.
What part of the country?
nah, he's everywhere. He's just like cross country and clearing out Walmarts.
That's
like
awesome.
a wanted sign for him too. He's the one that actually found the $45 Starry Night.
Oh man, that's phenomenal.
Crazy.
Yeah, that would be huge. Imperial TIE Fighter. So DG picked up a bunch of those at 25. I think it was $50 set, and he picked up a bunch at 25 from Walmart, and he made bank on those.
Oh shit, they're actually doing pretty well. I thought that the that dual pack that came out last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, Interceptor versus TIE Fighter or something like that. I thought it was going to really stunt the growth, but
I thought so too.
Yep.
But then it just turned out to be such a hokey, gimmicky set because you can split the TIE Fighter and the X-Wing and combine them so the center of the ship and the wings are mismatched. Just a freaking mess.
But yeah, so the Minecraft Brickhead's awesome. Now 12 Grimold Place. That's one heck of a set.
Man, I wish I had bought a lot more of those.
Yeah.
Before the gating, I think I sold, I don't know, 25 or 30 of them. And it was,
really?
Yeah.
And I assume around 220.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
My buy cost was $64 and change. Yeah, that worked out nice.
Phenomenal. I'm still stuck with some holiday dioramas. In my damn dioramas.
I love those holiday dioramas, and I sold all of them on Marketplace, except for like one or two that I misplaced in like the wrong box. And I did all right on them. I think they moved at 85%, somewhere in there.
Do you remember your buy-in for those?
Not off the top of my head.
Okay, let me see what my buy-in was. So my buy-in was 24.
All right, yeah, I think I was somewhere $17.99, 17 something.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that was before. So I got all mine during Black Friday, so that was before double insider points, the GWP, and the 10% Rakuten. And so I think I'm down about where you are, Ken. And Brickset's saying $30. I think on Marketplace during the holidays, I could probably do $35 or so, and that's 100% return on investment.
Yep. Yeah, I think there was something that dragged me down a little bit. I forget what it was. I think when I priced those, I forgot that Marketplace had brought back their fees or increased their fees, and my pricing was a little off there. That was disappointing.
I like White Cam's comment. Kevin, seems like you have a ton of extra time on your hands. How about adding a column for RP and a column for today's price? That's actually great. And another thing I would love to do, and I don't know, like I'm sure bots could do this. I haven't got into figuring those out yet, but I would love to have and plot out price history, right? Because there are some sets that go on sale 10 months before they retire. And we all think like, all right, cool, got a 20% off. Means we're going to be loaded up for a 30 or 40% off during Black Friday or close to the holidays, or when Walmart does their 2 or 3 times a year, they're clearing them out. And then they never go on sale again. And so you look back and go, shoot, that was the low point. That was my shot. But seeing sales trends and how the prices fluctuate, I think can be telling information on whether a set would be a buy, even at really good sale, in November, December. Now I realize we have Camel 3X and some Walmart data and that kind of thing, but I'd love to capture Target and Walmart's sale prices. So yeah, White Cam, love the comment. Not sure what time I have to add all that in, but maybe someday.
Where is this? Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Make sure I have that shared. All right. So for quite a while last year, in the sale tracker sheet that's got the buy list tab on it, we have in group. We had a VA that would go to Walmart, Target, Shields, Best Buy, whatever, and anytime there was a sale, they would log it into that spreadsheet for months and months and months, so we could actually track all of the sales throughout the year and see where they hit in the retirement cycle. So you have access to that in group. So if you want to take a look at some of that.
Okay.
We haven't updated that in a while because now we're trying to build out some software to automate all of that.
Yes.
And that's been taking some time.
This AI stuff is good. I know that's not directly AI, it's more bots than AI, but this AI stuff is great, but it takes a lot of front end up front to get it figured out.
Yeah.
And then the big thing is vetting it, making sure that it's pulling accurate data. Because last thing I want to do is start running with data and find out 2 months later that it was all, incorrect.
Yeah, all of your set numbers and the prices are just off one row.
Exactly. Everything's off by one. Like, that is my worst nightmare, is that, I do all the calculation and then I do a video where it says some junk set is getting tons of mentions with a high E-score, and I miss it. Now, I'm detailed and I love spreadsheets, so I don't make mistakes often, and I do sanity check it and make sure that all the sets. I'm like, yeah, that's right, that's reasonable, and I spot check a few. But I mean, one of these days I'm going to come in with a hoopty at like a 2.7 E-score, and then I'm going to lose all my subscribers.
Oh man, yeah, that'll be your April 1st stream.
Yeah.
First video. Yeah.
Yep. Hey, we're all human. So I'll keep scrolling down here if there's anything you guys want to talk about.
Blow this up again.
I can.
Mandalorian and Child.
Yeah, let's ignore that one. The zombie and Thor's hammer. I like those ones.
Yeah, Thor's hammer.
Sleeper.
So good. And then the follow-on was so Thor's hammer, $100 retail, got it on sale, $150 on brick set. I know that's not the most accurate, it gives us ballpark. And then the follow-on last year, the adamantium claws.
Oh yeah. And then
I'm really shocked by that one.
The Star-Lord's helmet too is doing really good.
Yep. So I was very confident on the claws, but Star-Lord's helmet, I was not. And that one is doing well too.
Yeah, it was two group calls ago with Jim, maybe 3, I don't know, whenever it was. It's somewhat fairly recently. Someone was on, it was like, we all just need to accept the fact that, you just have to buy every helmet.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
Corey, I think you were there for that one, right? Do you remember who that was?
I don't remember.
Corey remembers things.
Yeah, because even the Boba Fett helmet, it did take that first year or so after it retired to start growing, and so there was some chatter about like, are not all helmets going to do well? Maybe the ones that have a really long shelf life. There was chatter about the Darth Vader helmet also has a long shelf life and probably not a buy. And then recently that Boba Fett helmet's going up, and so now I'm moving into the camp of watch that watch the Darth Vader helmet for the discount and go in on it. I think I would have. I think I'd have regrets if I didn't get some Darth Vader helmets, even though I am nervous about it.
Did you grab the Princess Leia Bouche helmet from last year?
So I did, but it was one of those times when it came back in stock after the new year, because if I recall, we were all watching that one for an end of year sale. I mean, every helmet has gone on at least 20. Well, I'm sure it was 20% once or twice, but I think every helmet has gone at least 30% off at Target, especially the Target exclusives. So I was waiting for that price, and I never saw it below the 55. And so after the new year, I then said, all right, let me get some at that 55 price. And I'm excited about that buy.
At the end of 2023, they actually discounted the Princess Leia Bouche helmet to like the 40 range.
Yep.
But I was just like, I'm not gonna buy it. It's not gonna retire until the end of 2024. And then I don't think we ever saw like that helmet go back into the 40. So, but I do remember like that Black Friday, I was like, why is this on sale? And I was like, well, maybe if it goes this cheap, it'll go cheap next it'll go even like cheaper next Black Friday. But just stuck around at MSRP for a long time. So
for me, I'd rather miss out on the occasional set than to have to keep it, in my storage for an extra year.
Yeah. It's a pain.
It is. It is. So now we're getting down to the lower sets on the table.
Wow, look at what's on the bottom there, the Birds of Paradise.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's it's a winner.
Lotus was down there. The Jesco. Wow.
Yeah.
80. Man, that did pretty good.
Yep.
I know.
I think I was selling. It's like in the 300s. It's selling for now.
Is it really? Brickset's saying 173, but I know that it's usually lower. But yeah, it's a good set. The Hoth ATST.
But BD1, the amount of money people made with BD1 is insane.
Yeah, it's nuts. It's still selling for me.
And that was another one that started out slow, right?
Yeah, the guys were picking that up on clearance and just cleaning it up.
The child. Oh my
god. The new one's actually pretty good, I think.
New one looks a lot better, but this one looks terrible. Everyone is awesome. I didn't even look that way. Hey, the Venom figure. That one. Freak. I was just looking at that yesterday.
I tell you, everyone is awesome. If I could get my hands on 1,000 of those at 40% off, I'd take them.
Me too.
Yo, the Venom figure is doing, it's like 80 on Amazon.
Oh man, we sold a bunch of those too, and it was lovely.
Those are nice.
We were buying those at Walgreens for $13.99.
Oh my god,
that is so good.
Venom wins. Wins.
Definitely. Here's the Coliseum down here with 6 mentions and an E-score of 2.
Yeah.
Amazing.
That was a shock, though. That just disappeared so fast.
Yep. Jeep Wrangler, Walmart sells. I hope they keep doing it because I'll keep buying them. But those $50 Technics, they've been selling them for $25 at the end of the year. And I bought, I think, 10 or 15 Wranglers at $25, and I've been selling them on Marketplace for $55 to $60 recently.
Nice.
Yep, those were great.
What was the Monkey Kid set that you and David kept talking about for 2023? Do you still remember?
Oh yeah. Was it Heavenly Realms?
That set is beautiful.
Because I know nobody was talking about Monkey Kid except the both of you. So when it started to go up, you guys came on there and I'm like, hey, we've been telling you guys.
Yep. I didn't do my stop share reshare correctly, but I wanted to show. There you go, Heavenly Realms. Yeah, isn't that great?
Sorry, I gotta click the button here.
Oh, okay. There we go. Isn't that great though?
Yeah.
Yep. And so I think if I change screen, or I think if I search for a new set on here, we'll still be able to see it. What's the Monkey Kid set I liked at the end of last year? Dragons of the East Palace. Yeah, and then this set. Isn't that great?
Yeah. What's the
So this
other
one?
Celestial Pagoda.
That one's retiring when? Next year? This year? Next year?
This year?
I think this year, actually. Nobody's talked about it yet, but that's another great one. But yeah, this one, I grabbed some at, I think it was 40% off. It was either 30 or 40% off, and it's selling over retail already.
Here it is. Celestial Pagoda, retirement. Oh, shit. 27.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
might be a personal build at some point, though.
Yes. Yep. I'll go back to sharing the table here. We're getting towards the bottom.
Man, I forgot how much I hired in 2023.
Yeah, I know it's a lot. Yeah, I don't think there's much else on here.
Hey, the monster, the Gravedigger.
Oh, yeah.
Man, that was another
Yep.
beauty.
Yep.
Yo, those are still going for like $60. Like, oh man, that's amazing.
Killer set. Yeah.
The other monster gem I like too was the Megalodon
Yep.
Lego chest. Oh.
The part about that Gravedigger is that was the set that actually got me through the door to shop inside of a Kohl's.
Hmm.
Really?
I avoid that like the plague.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Will 2025 be sucky like 23 or nice like 24?
I think it might be, well,
I
controversial.
think better than 23.
Yeah. I think Amazon and just the state of the economy and everything going on. A lot of people are very discouraged to invest in Legos now.
Yeah. Yep.
Might work in our favor.
How's this? I don't even know how to say that. Neza's fire ring.
8002. I don't even remember this set.
So DG and I both bought some of these at 40% off. And
This looks really cool though.
it's very cool. $100 set. Brick set showing 101. I'm curious what it's doing on eBay, and not many of these sell. I mean, there's the sales velocity for Monkey Kid on eBay is so low. Yeah, here you go on eBay, 160.
Wow.
March 25th, 110, or I guess 170 was shipping March 25th, 110 was shipping on March 19th. There was one for bids that sold for like 90. That's junk. But yeah, so in the $115 to $150 range. How awesome is that?
So I don't
Yeah, there are still gems to be had.
Yeah, I haven't checked lately, but I think Monkey Kid might be done, which is a sad situation.
I thought, didn't a bunch of new ones get announced?
I think you mean more so like the show is done, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be sad. Yeah. Yep.
didn't gain enough traction. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Monkey Kid as a theme flies under the radar because everyone's just like Ninjago, Ninjago, Ninjago.
Yep.
But man, it's a cool theme, and I appreciate you and DG always talking about it. You guys are like the only two people that I hear talk about from Monkey Kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what would we say would be the clear winner of 2023? I mean, Birds of Paradise, right? Or that's at least one of the best from that year.
Birds of Paradise, Fast and Furious, Dodge Charger,
Gravedigger probably because
Gravedigger,
Venom,
T-Rex Breakout, Venom, both Venoms.
Oh yeah, both Venoms. Wow.
The modular buildings, 12 Grimmauld Place.
There was some good stuff in there.
Minecraft Brickheads.
I think we all just got distracted by Star Wars, to be honest.
Yeah. Yep.
That was getting pushed a lot in 2023.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the chess! Oh, we can't even forget about this. 224. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. That's cool. Well, Ken, I got to roll in a few minutes.
All right. Shit, I just drew a blank on it. I had one more question I wanted to jam in there, and it was gone.
Yeah, definitely.
Your 3x3 video there. What was your input on that? Your feedback? People like it?
So probably not so much.
Oh.
Doesn't mean I won't keep trying them. It's good to try different things. So I think the most common comment was, "Hey, this doesn't mean you're not going to do your normal longer videos with all the e-score and mentions data." And I was like, no, don't worry about that. That's still the bread and butter. That's definitely happening. But different things take a little time getting used to. I was trying to have a little fun with music in the beginning and at the end and in the middle a little bit. And I think on the first one I did, the music was too loud in the middle. On the second one I did, the music like blew everybody's ears off. It was one of those, mic checks at one point. And so, figuring it out. But
it was just the two, right?
It was just the two. Yeah. Yep. And they didn't get near the views. They got, I think, 2,500 and 3,600 views, and my other videos get 6,000 to 8,000 or 9,000 views. So definitely not the views, but I think that's more so that they didn't. Neither of them started that well. I need to figure out how to do a better intro and a better hook. But as the year goes on, where my tables get longer and longer, and actually the next video I'm going to post is really long because I went through everything on the cumulative table for January and February. But I had fun making it, learned a lot, learned a lot about the sets, right? Like the more I do the research on them, the more that I get more and more familiar with them. But I just don't have the time to do that all the time. But I'll make sure that every month I get out the latest and greatest data, the top sets and the not top sets in some form where we go through the bulk of the sets and I show the tables. But doing a shorter video every now and then, especially as we get later in the year when we see the sets that, we're really interested in, the ones with the most buzz and maybe interested in from the angle of, hey, it's going to look like the 23 spreadsheet that was looked at where you say, ooh, too much buzz around it, we're out type thing. So I think they'll do a little better later, but I hope to do another one here in a few weeks. See how that one goes.
I thought those were fun, and I like the mystery of the connection between them.
Good.
I enjoyed that.
So I'm going to keep that part going, and I'm going to keep playing with different music. I like a little bit of hip hop type music there, and in the end, it's a little variety. Me personally, I pretty much like every genre of music. So I'm glad to hear that. Thanks for the feedback, Ken.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you hanging out. We won't keep you any longer. It's this has been fun, and I look forward to doing it again.
Absolutely. No, thank you for having me. This is a blast. Ken, you and I have talked a few times now, and it's a lot of fun. Saunders, great meeting you, man. Great chatting with you.
Oh, you know what? We're not even up on screen here. I don't know where the hell we went.
We gotta.
Hey, wow! Look at this.
Whoa.
Oh, no, that's just me. That's terrible.
We got to do this again, though.
I don't even know what all these options are. All right,
hard to cram in all this information and just like.
I know.
Yeah.
Ken, I liked it when I saw your whole body and it was me and Saunders just kind of like in your chest. You know, it was very meta and very Simpsons. You know, that character that the little guy's in the stomach of the body, right? Like that was
everything went a little haywire there, but that's all right. So, that's standard behavior on these parts.
Yep. I know we're still alive here and everything. So I'm curious. I can't see it on my end. How many folks joined?
From what I'm seeing, we got 33 looking at us.
Nice. That's good. I'm glad to. That's good. That's a good group, and I assume they're all part of the only folks in the Brick Dynasty can access it, right?
Nope. Everybody can be here. We're
on the YouTube.
We're YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Okay, cool.
You call it.
Cool. So I could advertise then on my channel and see if more people would come in future, right?
Yep.
That'd be great.
Yeah. And,
that'd be great.
One of these days we'll have our round table, and then everything will truly be bananas.
Yes.
The Justice League
ruin the investing community for everybody.
And did you say normally you guys go, 9 to between 10:30 and 11?
Yeah, somewhere in there. Unless things go extra crazy. Last week we went till a little after midnight.
Oh wow. Okay.
That was
all right. Yeah. I can't pull that off tonight. So I'm not doing you guys dirty by bugging out at this time. Okay, good. All right.
No, I appreciate you, man.
No, I appreciate you guys. I love this, and I think most people watch my videos, and certainly Ken and Jim. I do this because I enjoy it. I think my videos, I did the math. I think I make about $4 an hour on my videos. But all the knowledge that I get from doing the research, that's, now I benefit in my investing. And that way then I can offset the cost of the Lego hobby that my boys and I have in our household. That's the ultimate goal here. But yeah, so I just enjoy it. I enjoy hanging out with this community. I mean, Lego is awesome. It is really fun. I love building. I see all yours up there, Ken. You were talking about the the Celestial Pagoda, I think, for personal collections. So yeah, it is a fun hobby. So yep, love to be here. Would love to do it again.
Beautiful. That's great. Well, thank you again. Thank you everybody for hanging out with us tonight. It's nice to see an active chat. That's always great. So until next week, we enjoy your week, everybody. And we'll see a lot of you in chat in the Discord too. Make sure you're over there. David S., who are you? Do we know you? I think this is the first time we've seen you in chat. Today, not specifically right now. See, that's the problem with the carryover of Discord names. You get crossed up there.
Oh.
Like we didn't know Zank earlier. All right. I can just ramble and take dirt roads all day. So I won't do that to everybody. Thank you guys again. We will talk soon.
Well, I'll make sure one of these times we'll record.
All right. All right. I'm going to hit the button now. Good night, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Thanks.
Hey, Kevin. Thank you, man.
Bye.